Hello and welcome to 2CrazyMedia. I'm Matthew and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. That's right, if you missed last Thursday's video, I did a video going over my top 10 most anticipated video games of 2026, and today I'm going to be doing the same but for movies. Again, same kind of rules apply, even though movies work a little different, where each and every of these 10 movies are confirmed to come out this year. They have release dates. They have either been shot or filmed or are in process of being shot at the moment. So these are all coming out. None of these are unannounced or secrets or anything like that. These are all movies coming out. So I'm going to be going over my top 10. But first to start, I'm just going to be going over my honorable mentions. So I'm going to just have 3 quick honorable mentions I'll just kind of list out. And then I'll go over the big top 10. But just first a disclaimer, if you haven't seen Sunday's video, then yes, this is a different background as I am back at school. So the schedule will be a little different. I was thankful enough to get a video out on Tuesdays like I usually would, and I probably should be able to get a video out every Tuesday, but Thursdays, maybe not. Maybe there'll be a video tomorrow instead. Or maybe Thursdays, and expect that for the next few months, really. But still Sundays, still a video every Sunday for the news roundup. But let's just get straight into the top 10 and start with 3 honorable mentions. So I'm kind of just gonna go over these a little quicker and just not really talk too much about them, just kind of say, hey, these are my honorable mentions. So in no particular order, first honorable mention is Clayface. This is coming from director James Watkins, who has also done the most recent American adaptation or version of Speak No Evil, which was a newer Blumhouse film starring James McAvoy, which I thought was pretty good, honestly. I was pleasantly surprised by it. And so this is written by Mike Flanagan, which is already exciting enough. And it's going to not take place in Matt Reeves' The Batman universe, which happens to be my favorite movie of all time, but instead in James Gunn's new DCU, which I still like, and I think that allows it to be more Clayfacey, and because I wouldn't want really a actual clay monster in the Batman Matt Reeves universe. I agree with Matt Reeves that it should stay grounded. So I like that it's going to be set in the DCU. I'm excited for it, looking forward. It's coming out in September. My next honorable mention is Hoppers. This is the new Disney Pixar movie coming. Disney has sort of recently, and Pixar have had a track record of just, instead of releasing new originals, they've been doing sequels. Like we're getting, for example, Toy Story 6 or 5 or whatever coming out later this year. So, and this is going to be the next original film, which I always kind of like whenever they do original, even though they don't do as well in the box office. Hopefully this film can do well. It kind of follows a girl who can use something sort of similar to like Avatar and become a beaver. So, sounds fun. I'm looking forward to it. I will be seeing in theaters. I think the trailers just all look like a lot of fun. And then my final honorable mention is Project Hail Mary. This is coming from Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who have done 21 and 22 Jump Street, the Lego movie, and also the Spider-Verse movies. So they obviously have a very good track record of all very good movies, and this is starring Ryan Gosling, who I also love, and it just looks like a lot of fun. It's a space tale of a astronaut who wakes up and doesn't remember and how he got there and slowly pieces it together, but also has to save the world. It looks like a lot of fun. Trailer looks great. I love Ryan Gosling, so there's kind of just a lot to love about the movie, even though I don't know too much, honestly. Alrighty, now to my top 10. Number 10 for most anticipated movie of 2026 is Crime 101. This is coming from director Bart Layton, who I don't think has done anything big up until then. Until now, he is also a writer. He wrote the movie, and this movie is starring Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry and Mark Ruffalo, and also Barry Keoghan. So a great cast, but that's not the reason why I am so excited for this movie. It is because it is, well, like this ultimate movie it is a total dad movie where it is car chases in LA. It's a heist movie, and that's everything I want. It's like it's like if I were to craft a movie of all the things I love in movies, then it would be this. It's got, from the trailers at least, some cool car chases in LA, which are 2 things I love, and also a heist sort of plot, which just sounds like a perfect combination. I can't wait for it. super looking forward to it. It comes out in just 2 weeks on February 13th, so very soon, and trust me, I will have a video on the channel reviewing it once it comes out. So that is my number 10. My number 9 is going to be the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is coming from Illumination, and also a joint collaboration with Nintendo. And the first Super Mario movie that came out a few years ago, I thought was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I think, honestly, for me, it's my favorite of Illumination. I think Illumination has a really good track record, at least for me. Some missteps, I don't think any misses, but they have some slight missteps. But overall, pretty good, and I cannot wait for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's coming out, I believe, in March, so pretty soon from now, either March or April, so we don't have much longer to wait, and I am really looking forward to this movie. It seems to be obviously adapted from the Super Mario Galaxy movies, which are, the Super Mario Galaxy games, which are very well beloved, but also seems to be taking a lot from Super Mario Odyssey, which I love. Like, we see the desert town from the game, and also a T-Rex, which are all kind of staples in Odyssey, so that'll be interesting, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the first one. It made a lot of money in the box office, over $1 billion. I think this one will probably do the same or even better. So I cannot wait. This is just from the last one being so good and so much fun. I think the new one will be just as good, if not better. Alrighty. My eighth most excited movie of this year is going to be Devil Wears Prada 2. This is sort of a recent addition to the list, as for the longest time I had never seen the original Devil Wears Prada. This was a movie I had just sat down and watched recently, just a few weeks ago, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I loved all the characters from Miranda Priestley and Emily Blunt's character, and Anne Hathaway's character, and Stanley Tucci's character. They were all great. And so I'm really looking forward to the sequel. Obviously, we get these legacy sequels, I feel like, multiple times every year. And some are good, some are not great. But I think this will be a good one, or at least I hope it's a good one. It's coming from the director who did the original Devil Wears Prada, so that's got to at least mean something, or at least hopefully make it good. But yeah, the plot kind of has Miranda Priestley going up against Emily Blunt's character, which I think is a lot of fun, and I think that's a good sort of change and good way to bring the series and the characters forward. And yeah, overall, it's on this list because I enjoyed the first one so much, and also so recently I watched it, that I am looking forward to it, and we keep getting new trailers for it. I think all the trailers look good, so yeah, I am looking forward to this movie. Alrighty, my number 7th most anticipated movie of next year is Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. For those of you who don't know, I love horror, especially horror that is fun, that is just goofy, it doesn't take itself seriously, it is just characters blowing up and blood everywhere, and just fun, goofy moments where you can really tell the directors and the filmmakers and the actors just had a lot of fun on set. And I don't think anyone does that better, at least in modern horror, than the Radio Silence guys. They are like a two directing duo, and they're fantastic. They first started with the original Ready or Not a few years ago, which I think is one of the best modern horror movies. It's just so much fun, and instant classic. Then they did the Scream 5 and Scream 6, which were great additions to the franchise. I thought are probably some of the best Scream movies we've gotten since the original. And then they did Abigail, which is my favorite movie of 2024. I absolutely love Abigail. I think I've talked about it on the channel before, but I adore Abigail. It's everything I wanted in a horror movie and more. It's just the most fun I've ever had with a movie, really, in theaters. So I cannot wait for Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. I love the original Ready or Not, and I just love everything Radio Silence does. So they have got a perfect track record with me, at least, and I'm looking forward to it. This is not a movie I would expect to have a sequel, but I'm glad it does. They seem to be doing it in a very organic way where it takes place right after the last one ends, and they're bringing Samara Weaving's character, they're giving her a sister, played by Catherine Hahn, who was also fantastic. She was great in Abigail, so excited to see her return with Radio Silence. So yeah, this is my 7th most anticipated movie of the year. Cannot wait, and this is coming out, I believe March as well, so pretty soon. And then I forgot to mention Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out, I believe, in either May or July, one of the two. So over the summer, so a few months away. Alrighty. Now, for my sixth most anticipated movie of the year, that is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day. No, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I can name maybe 5 more superheroes that I like even more than Spider-Man, but I've enjoyed Tom Holland's Spider-Man films so far. I think they've all been really good. No Way Home I had a lot of fun with that. I really enjoyed it. And so I am looking forward to a new Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. This one seems to be really interesting as they are going a little darker, kind of like they did with No Way Home, where they're kind of putting Spider-Man, after the events of the last film, more alone and more isolated, which I think will be interesting. It's got a lot of new cast members joining, from Sadie Sink to John Bernthal returning as Punisher. Mark Ruffalo is going to play the Hulk again in this. So it's going to be very interesting with this whole mix and mash of cast members and different characters coming in and new characters being added. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. We haven't gotten any trailers for it yet. We don't know much about it. Obviously, I believe Zendaya and Jacob Batalon are returning, which will be nice to see them. I don't think they're going to be too big, but they're still coming back. And yeah, I am as excited as for this movie as I can for a Spider-Man movie that we haven't gotten even a trailer for. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but like thanks to like Insomniac's games, I really do like anything Spider-Man now, especially when they bring him to live action onto the big screen. I think I'm like even more down for it now as of like maybe a few years ago. And so I am looking forward to this. It's my 6th most anticipated movie of the year, and hopefully I think it's been confirmed we're not getting a trailer, sadly, at the Super Bowl, which you would expect to get one. So hopefully we can get a trailer sooner than later, and I'm excited to see this movie. Alrighty. So now to my top 5. My 5th most anticipated movie of this year is Disclosure Day. This is Steven Spielberg's next movie, which Steven Spielberg is in my top 3 favorite directors of all time. I love Steven Spielberg so much. And so going into this, it's Steven Spielberg going back to doing a extraterrestrial alien movie, which is always something he's been so good at. And so that gets me already excited. If you would ask me before the trailer had come out, I would have said this would be like my number 2 most anticipated movie. But honestly, the trailer didn't really excite me that much. It's kind of more about what if we kind of revealed, what if the world found out that aliens existed? There haven't been any footage of aliens yet or anything in the trailers, but just kind of more just about disclosing it to the world and what that could lead to. And I guess the trailer didn't really get me that excited. It wasn't a great trailer, and I've seen a lot of people online that have kind of agreed with that sentiment. But still, though, again, it's Steven Spielberg, so it's hard not to be excited for it. Especially top 5 most anticipated for me, at least, as such a big Spielberg fan. It's also got a great cast. Emily Blunt is in it, which Emily Blunt is amazing and everything. Josh O'Connor's also in it. Coleman Domingo, 2 actors I absolutely love and adore. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this movie just because it is Steven Spielberg, and that name alone gets me so excited for a movie. So yeah, that is my 5th most excited. Now for my number 4. I would say starting with my number 4, the gap between each one is like very big. So number 3 is Dune Part 3. I have loved the first 2 Dune movies in this new recent Denis Villeneuve trilogy. He has just both. I didn't see the original Dune in theaters, but right before Dune 2 was coming out, I had gone with my brother to go see Dune Part 1 in theaters because they were re-releasing it, and I was blown away. Instantly was like, oh my god, I instantly became a fan of Dune. And the second one, Part 2 from a few years ago, was even better, and I would say one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. That movie, for a little bit after I saw it, it was like at least one of my favorite movies I'd ever seen. I mean, like, that movie is amazing. I've seen it multiple times now. I absolutely love it. So honestly, anything Denis does in the Dune franchise, I'm there for. This is kind of supposed to be the finale of his trilogy, which is awesome, before he goes to James Bond, which is very exciting for me. Cannot wait for that. But that's not for a few years from now. So I'm very excited. This is coming out, I believe, the same day as the next movie I'm going to talk about, all the way in December. So a long ways away. And then Disclosure Day, forgot to mention, is coming out, I believe, July. If it's coming out June. So that's a summer movie, and then Dune 3 is coming out in December. So we have a while away. Obviously got the same cast as always, so Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh. They've already confirmed Jason Momoa is returning, so that'll be interesting to see how he comes back, especially with his character's fate in the first movie. Robert Pattinson will play the new villain. I feel like this franchise has always had great villains so far. I mean, the villain from the last movie, I don't know why I'm blanking on his Austin Butler. I don't know why I blanked on his name for a second, but yeah, he was amazing. One of my favorite villains of the year of 2024 when it came out, like insane. And so I love Robert Pattinson, one of my favorite actors. I think I tell from the poster in the background. So I cannot wait to see him in more of a villainous role in this film, and especially since all the villains have been pretty crazy in the Dune franchise so far, I expect this one to be just as crazy, if not crazier, as this is the finale, the big finale. So yeah, honestly, just these have all just been so far, both of the last two films have just been masterpieces and amazing, and I expect nothing less from Dune Part 3. This could be the best one yet. This could be a masterpiece. I hope it is. I cannot wait for it. Alrighty. Now we're finally in my top 3. These are big. These are massive films for me, and honestly, in any other year, this is such a big year for movies that in any other year, any 3 of these could be number 1. Like, if we were talking about movies from last year, I think any 3 of these could have been my most anticipated. That's how big these are, and that's just how big of a year this is for movies. So, my third most anticipated movie of this year is Avengers Doomsday. You would think this would be number 1 with how much, I talk about Marvel on this channel and how much I do still love Marvel. But honestly, there are, first of all, the 2 movies I'm going to talk about after this are just kind of a little bigger, a little crazier for me at least. But I still am so excited for Avengers Doomsday. Yes, like most people, I am a little burnt out of Marvel. I haven't really watched a Marvel show in a long time. I want to get back to starting to watch the Marvel shows again. I just haven't in a while. But I can't lie and say that Avengers Doomsday doesn't get me very excited. Obviously, it's a big Avengers movie. These are big experiences just to see in the theater. No matter if you like the Avengers or know what's happening, they're just big events. Like most people, like so many people, if you ask them, if you could forget one movie and go back to opening day of any movie and see it in theaters opening day with a crowd again, what would it be? And I would say, like most people say, Avengers Endgame. Sorry, Avengers Endgame. Like, that movie was just one of my favorite movie theater experiences ever. Still is. Just, I remember the hype and anticipation for that movie going from Infinity War, which is amazing, to Endgame, which I loved even more, honestly. And just having just so much fun with them. And while I haven't really loved a lot of the projects Marvel has done in the past few years, I still enjoyed a lot. Like, I really love Thunderbolts. That was my favorite superhero movie of last year, so I'm looking forward to seeing these characters return. Seeing the Fantastic Four interact with everyone and all that stuff. Just, again, while Marvel hasn't done the best job at establishing these new characters, and why we're seeing so many old characters like Chris Evans, Captain America, come back for this film, yes, I think that just adds honestly more excitement for me. Seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is going to be interesting. I am looking forward to seeing how that works, really, because that is weird and interesting and very controversial. Very controversial. So I am looking forward to it. And yeah, this is my third most anticipated movie of the year. It is coming out the same day as Dune Part 3. So this is going to be a wild double feature. And if one of these films don't move release dates, which they could, who knows, because these both could be films that could earn $1 billion in the box office. So I feel like one of them should move release dates, just because these are both juggernauts. But if they do release on the same day, then it's going to be an awesome and crazy double feature. So I can't wait for Avengers Doomsday. This is also coming out December 18th. So same day as Dune Part 3. Gonna be crazy. It's got a wild cast. Obviously, everyone's speculating what's gonna happen. X-Men are coming in it. I'm excited for all that. So yeah, just cannot wait for this movie. Okay, so my second most anticipated movie of this year is going to be The Odyssey. This is coming from Christopher Nolan, who is one of the best directors of this generation, of just all time, really. He has just really cemented himself as a legend. And this movie looks crazy. When I first saw Oppenheimer for the first time in theaters, I didn't love it, but second time seeing it at home, I actually loved it. I was like, I guess I just didn't really enjoy it watching the first time, but the second time at home, I just instantly fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this movie's actually amazing. While I haven't loved a lot of what Christopher Nolan has done in the past, I think he's got some great movies. Like, I do love his Batman trilogy, and movies like Interstellar and Inception are movies I really do enjoy and I think are great. But then he's also got movies like Tenet that I'm not the biggest fan of. But from what we've seen so far of The Odyssey, it looks insane. This looks like the craziest movie ever, where he is really going all out. Where, if you don't know, The Odyssey is a very old, popular book about where the synopsis of this movie is: after the Trojan War, Odysseus faces a dangerous voyage back to Ithaca, meeting creatures like the Cyclops, Polyphemus, Sirens, and Circe along the way. So yeah, this is just Christopher Nolan going full Greek Trojan War, crazy olden days, sword battles, boats in the ocean, just all that Trojan War craziness that we've expected from a lot of movies in the past and some big movies. And for Christopher Nolan to be doing that is awesome and insane, and I cannot wait for The Odyssey. Everything we've seen so far looks amazing. How he's not doing any CGI, everything is practical. Even like the Cyclops that he's building are said to be practical, and that's going to be wild to see that. The cast is bonkers. I mean, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson is also in it. And so many more. This has got to be easily the craziest cast of any movie this year. I think it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. It's going to easily make $1 billion. It could be one of the best. I have high hopes that it will be one of the best movies of the year, just because it is Christopher Nolan. And he's coming off of Oppenheimer, which is an Oscar, which is a Best Picture winner. So who knows, but I cannot wait for it. It's coming out July 17th. So this summer, and I think it's going to be a masterpiece. So that is my second most anticipated movie of the year. But now let's talk about my first. You'd be asking, what is it? I just talked about two of the biggest movies of the year: Avengers Doomsday and The Odyssey. So what could be number one? How are those on number one? Well, number one kind of has to do a little bit with video games. And that is because my number one most anticipated movie of the year is Resident Evil. That's right. I'm a massive Resident Evil fan. I've said this many times on the channel. I have a few weeks ago, one of my Tuesday, Thursday videos was literally just me talking about the latest Resident Evil showcase we got, talking about Resident Evil Requiem for like 30 minutes straight. That's just because I love Resident Evil. I've played almost all the games in the franchise. I love all the lore of it and just everything like that. Just Resident Evil is just such one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And we just haven't gotten a good movie adaptation of it ever. We've gotten a lot of movie adaptations of Resident Evil, more than a lot of video game franchises, but none of them have been good. So finally, I think this one's going to be good. It is being directed by Zach Cregger, who did Weapons, which is one of, if not the best horror movie of last year, other than Sinners. It's my third favorite movie of last year, Weapons. I absolutely loved it. And so to kind of have him, someone who has a proven track record. He's only done 2 big budget movies so far, Weapons and then Barbarian, which was also amazing and one of the best horror movies of the year came out. But both those films were so good that I think this film will be great as well. I think he's got a proven track record. He knows what he's doing with horror. Obviously, he's proven that. And for him to be adapting one of my favorite video game franchises of all time is just a dream come true, really. We don't know much about it. They've already filmed it. I believe it still might be filming in production, but just kind of wrapping down. We don't know much. Right now, the synopsis on IMDb says, follows a hapless courier tasked with delivering a package to a remote hospital. He soon finds himself caught in the middle of an outbreak, and he must fight through hordes of mutated creatures to survive. So, yeah, this film is not a direct adaptation of any of the video games, so it's not like we're going to be getting Leon fighting a bunch of zombies in the RPD. It's not going to be any of that. It's not going to be Jill and Chris and Spencer Mansion. This is sort of an original story, Zach Cregger has said, in the Resident Evil universe, where those stuff are still happening in tandem, but this is following new characters. Most likely in Raccoon City during the outbreak, so that's still pretty cool to kind of know that we're getting Raccoon City live action in Zach Cregger's movie. So it's still like original characters, original story, but the locations are the same, which I think is awesome. Who knows, maybe we'll be visiting Raccoon City Police Department, which would be awesome. That'd be really cool for the fans especially. But yeah, overall, I cannot wait for this movie. It's starring Paul Walter Hauser, Austin Abrams, and Zach Cherry, which is a very interesting cast lineup, I'd say, for this. Austin Abrams was in his last film, Weapons, and played a really fun and just really lovable character that I think a lot of people really enjoyed. And so he's returning in this film because Zach Cregger enjoyed working with him so much, which I think is awesome. But yeah, no, I cannot wait till we finally start getting sneak peeks. This is obviously the year of Resident Evil. We're getting a new Resident Evil video game, which is probably set to be the biggest one yet and the best one yet, hopefully. We're finally getting, hopefully, a good Resident Evil movie from Zach Cregger, who's one of the best horror directors right now. And who knows what else with Resident Evil. There have been rumors that we talked about on the channel of possibly getting a reveal of a new Resident Evil game that's coming out next year. So, again, it's also like the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil this year, which is why it's such a big year. And what a lot of people believe, including myself, is that hopefully we even get a Resident Evil house at Halloween Horror Nights this year, which would be awesome. That is just speculation. That is not confirmed or anything. That's just speculation. But that would be awesome if that happened. So, yeah, this is the year of Resident Evil, and I'm just so excited for this movie. I'm stoked. It's probably the most I've been anticipating a movie for a long time. I don't think many other movies can get me this excited apart from maybe the next Fast and Furious movie and whatever Jordan Peele does next. Like, this movie is that big for me. I cannot wait for it. As soon as the trailer comes out, I will be talking about it for a lot of length on the channel. And yeah, so that is my top 10 list of most anticipated movies of 2026. Just to go over it again, my 3 honorable mentions are Clayface, Hoppers, and Project Hail Mary. And then my top 10, so number 10 is Crime 101. Number 9 is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Number 8 is The Devil Wears Prada 2. Number 7 is Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. Number 6 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Number 5 is Disclosure Day. Number 4 is Dune Part 3. Number 3 is Avengers Doomsday. Number 2 is The Odyssey. And finally, my most anticipated movie of 2026 is Resident Evil. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, like I say after the if you have any suggestions of any fun topics I can do for my Tuesday, Thursday videos, let me know. Hopefully I can get a video out on Thursday. If not, maybe expect one tomorrow or Friday instead. And also look out for the news roundup video coming Sunday. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any movies that you're excited for that I didn't talk about in this video, put it down in the comments below. But yeah, overall, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.